Hello, everybody, and welcome back to The New Nasty Boys. I'm your co-host this morning, afternoon, evening, whatever you decide to watch or listen to this thing, Billy DeVore. And sitting next to me is my co-host,
Jake Paulson.
Hey, how about that? Just the two of the boys flying around out of the fart dunge and into the green mean living room.
The green mean machine?
No, because it's a room.
Yeah.
I don't know what to call it. The fart dunge is iconic. We know that.
The Pistachio Castle.
Ooh, Pistachio Palace.
See, now we found it.
We found it. Welcome to the Pistachio Palace. We nailed it, dude. We're on it. Uh-oh, knocked over a remote. So, yeah, Chris is out this week. Has a prior engagement. Just, hey, you know what? This is it. That's why we have a deep, deep bullpen. Keep throwing the boys in and out. It all works out.
Yeah.
So
appreciate you covering for me last week. It was my first Mother's Day in the same city as my mother in over a decade, so it was a big deal.
it's a very big deal.
Yeah.
You did the right thing. I want you to know that.
I was happy to make her happy.
Yeah, I think that's what you're supposed to do on Mother's Day. Mm-hmm. So, as always, brought to you by Cincy Light. Cincy Light, the spirit of Cincinnati. Cincy Light is a refreshingly crisp lager brewed in partnership with Cincy Reigns, benefiting student athletes. This easy drinking classic is the perfect way to celebrate the Queen City. Raise a toast to triumph that the red and black shall reign. Cincy Light beer is available year-round in 12-packs, 24-packs, on draft, and our favorite, big tall cans.
The Big Daddy Boys.
The Big Daddy Boys. The tall cans are the flavor of Cincinnati daddies for sure. So, Mother's Day was good.
Mm-hmm.
So you made your mom happy.
Yeah.
How was the rest of your week?
Good. Transitioning to third shift, so not sleeping a ton.
You look more refreshed.
Still fun, though. Still fun.
You're having a good time.
Having a good time, I'm telling myself.
Yes, you are.
But yeah, went to the ball game with you on Friday. A hell of a good time.
That was a great game.
Yeah. And then slept all day Saturday. Had to catch up. I was out of steam, dude.
Yeah.
I had nothing left in the tank.
No, you've got to sometimes do a full reset.
Yeah.
I understand. And then, and now you're here before you got to go in, and that sounds fun.
Clock in a 2-3 hours here. Yay.
Yay. So fun.
Yay.
Yay. So you guys are lucky that he's here and functioning and awake, alert. So I had a tough week. I got a stomach bug. And I just, again, thankful for the bidets. Stepped on a scale when I was starting to feel pretty good Friday and lost 20 pounds.
Still the best diet around.
That's,
The flu.
That's it. Oh, Rosie's floating around, so that's going to happen. You're going to see the wolf from time to time.
That's just her sign-on.
Yeah. Oh, no, she's going for her toys. We're going to have some squeaking. God damn it. It's going to be cute for us. But then someone who's listening at home is going to be like,
what the fuck is that?
When did these guys get a soundboard? Yeah. Why are they making this so annoying again? But went to the game Friday. I had 2 shows yesterday at the Comet. Dude, it was called a drunken night out. And so it's like you go up with this guy, Ken, who was awesome, Ken Hamlet. Go up, you tell a story about drinking or drugs, and then you get off, and then you go back, do stand-up, and then you get off, and then you're supposed to be drunk by then. And then the crowd is also supposed to be drunk, and they're asking you topics that you riff on.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fun.
It was so fun.
Yeah.
It was a blast. When that comes out, I'll share it. It's actually going to be a podcast. So,
oh, cool.
Yeah. So I told the story about how I peed my pants 3 times at Bonnaroo.
It's a good story.
It's a great story, and I'm very proud of it. So when it does come out, you'll get to see it, or else you could have been there, and it was a great show.
Yeah.
Had a lot of tall Cincy lights.
There it is.
Yeah. And then today, went to Corey's daughter's, I almost said inauguration. Her inauguration. Her first 4 years as a baby.
That's right. She's been inducted.
She's been inducted.
into people.
To people. Yeah, welcome. You know, we have all these old people in Congress.
Yeah.
Now we need a baby president.
Oh, now we're talking.
Yeah, we're cooking with gas.
I think that was already a movie, right?
I think so. Baby president. Yeah, Alec Baldwin was the president.
Yeah.
So, yes. Oh, off-screen queen reloading water. Hey, babe. Yeah. We came up with a nickname for the living room. Okay. Are you ready? Yeah. Pistachio Palace.
Ooh, I love that.
There we go.
It got the stamp of approval.
There we go. Nailed it. So, got to see Corey's baby. Very cute.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Big blue eyes. She's just looking everywhere, drooling. It was like, oh, man, the best. It's just like, man, I am so glad I get to see this baby and leave without one.
Yeah. And so it wasn't an inauguration. It was a...
Oh, christening?
Christening. Okay.
Is that's where they like put the...
Baptism?
Well, was it a christening or a baptism? It was a baptism.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Because I almost said inauguration.
Not an inauguration.
We did, yeah. Yeah, we do. So,
It's kind of a Catholic inauguration, right?
you could say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Catholic. Well, but there isn't a term limit once you get doused or whatever.
That's true. I mean, there's not many term limits anyway, so.
That's also true. That's a very good point. So, yeah, and I'm hoping this week to not get a stomach bug again. And
I like your odds.
thank you. I still don't know what exactly it was, but it was not fun.
No, it didn't sound like it.
No, like Pete Rose night, I was stuck to the couch, literally sweat, glued, slept 14 hours that day. So let's get it together. So we're rebounding, get a move on it. You want to talk about baseball?
I sure do.
You do? Okay. Let's start with the Boston Red Sox. Debuted their City Connect uniforms, their new ones, to replace the Patriot Day ones. They might be the best ones.
They are immediately top tier. Almost no notes. I would have liked the green pants, but I don't need them, and I like the green piping down the white slacks there.
I do too. I really like it.
I mean, sleeve patch, great. The lettering, numbering, perfect. I mean, they nailed it.
Do you kind of wish the B was on the hat to finish, or you're like, hey, this is an iconic B. Don't mess with success.
I do think it's an iconic B. I don't know. I don't know if they needed it. It would also start to look like the Boston Braves B at that point.
Oh yeah,
which is it's sort of technically a different team at this point. So.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, I love it. The jersey tops are perfect.
The jersey tops are perfect. the white with the green as the trim is excellent.
Yeah.
The pants, even though I zoomed in where the belt is, the green in the belt loops.
Oh, I did not notice that.
That is a nice touch. Love the yellow. And one thing that they don't show when they're tucked in is the little score bug with the outs and strikes and balls.
Yeah.
I love that. It's I can't own any of it because, those are the rules.
Okay.
So it's just excellent, and I'm really happy that Boston gets a reprieve after how awful the Patriot Day ones are.
Yeah. I mean, it was one of those. It's like, well, I like the idea behind it. Supportive of that, but they were ass.
They were ass.
They were just ugly uniforms.
You had to explain to people no, it's not UCLA Bruins.
Yeah.
It's for Patriot Day. And you're like, Patriot Day? It's like, no, not January 6th, the bombing. And they're like, oh.
The other Patriot
Day.
The
other Patriot Day. The other one. Yeah. So, it's perfect. I think we're done now. I don't think anybody else.
For this season,
For this season, we're done. Yeah.
Call it a wrap.
Liked
most of them.
Yeah, they did a good job.
Even the bad ones weren't ugly. They just weren't great.
Yeah, but none of them were truly boring.
Yeah, a lot of fun designs. I liked the creativity for sure.
Yeah, so I think it goes. This is the best, and then Colorado.
Yeah, loving that. I like the Astros.
I like the Astros too. Really clean.
Yeah.
And just Strohs is really fun.
Simple.
Simple.
They knew what they were doing.
Yeah, and then I would probably go.
I like the Bulls. White Sox.
Yeah, the hat sold it.
Yeah.
And I saw one I saw one in the wild.
And
It's great.
Yeah.
It's great. I've changed my mind. It's excellent. Yeah, and then I'm trying to think if the hat
the Marlins was the worst.
The Marlins was the worst, and then you go Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are all of them.
Those are the two that are like I think distinctly bottom tier.
Yeah. Sorry, the dog is doing something.
What's under there, sweetie?
Huh? What is that? Huh? This is
You're adorable.
You're so sweet. Why don't you come up here with us?
Yeah.
Yeah, why don't you get up here? Come on. No, she's camera shy. Yeah.
No, I'm not.
No, I'm not. I'm just staring at you because I have a ball under this couch. I need you to get it. But I don't understand why you're holding a microphone and talking to me like that. I will just whine, though. I will whine at you. That's what she does.
And she's so good at it.
She's an excellent whiner.
I mean, how do you say no to that face?
I know. She's a whiner-ramer. I hate myself, too. I really do sometimes. That was one of them. What? I'm not... Do you want me to get your ball? Okay. I can't take you out because I'm in the middle of a thing. I'm sorry, baby. Okay.
Okay. She understood that.
She understood.
I can tell.
Yeah, clearly. So we'll keep on moving. Jose Alvarado got suspended today for 80 games for using PEDs, and the PED was a weight loss drug.
Yep.
Yikes.
Yeah. It's just tough for that to go public, I guess.
That's so embarrassing. It's like I tried to better myself with a GLP that didn't clearly work.
Yeah.
And then I have to lose my job, basically.
For half of a season.
Yeah.
Baby.
It's
okay, baby.
I'm sorry. All right. I'm going to let her out real quick.
Yeah.
The dog has been let out.
We've all been relieved.
We've been relieved. We've been relieved of the duty, just like Jose Alvarado. Jose's my dog and closer for the Phillies. Just mash them together. But it's so embarrassing because he's always been a big dude. Mm-hmm. Remember what he said last spring training?
No.
Where he was getting interviewed and they were talking about something and he called himself a fat ass during the interview?
I mean, he's self-aware, clearly.
Acknowledged it.
Yeah.
And so, he knew it and then was like, I'm going to take this weight loss drug, not knowing it's on the banned list.
Yeah, I mean, would he even question it? Like, going in, you know what I mean? I was surprised to find they were on the banned list.
I am too.
I mean, it kind of makes sense. I think it's pretty well established that skinny people are better at sports, but...
Except for relievers.
Yeah.
Ask CC about it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Should it be on the list?
I mean, I don't know. That's a tough one. He would be a better athlete if he lost weight. I think that's safe to say, right?
Maybe.
But I don't know if it really is a performance enhancer.
Right.
Yeah.
It is a life enhancer.
It's a life enhancer. And that's what the drugs we should be promoting, right?
Right. Absolutely. Things that make your life better. You lose a little weight. Your heart ain't working as hard. Mm-hmm. Taking a little time off. Let the pumps be a little less stressful. Yeah, I think maybe it's fine.
Yeah. I wouldn't be shocked if they start to look into that, especially with the CBA coming up.
That is a great point. Mm-hmm. The GLPs being allowed on the list.
Yeah.
Unless they are.
I mean, to be fair, we don't know what the weight loss drug was, and
I thought we did.
He seems like a Wegovy guy.
Wegovy, yeah. He's not a brand name like Ozempic. Here, I'm gonna look it up.
I mean, if it was like a shady weight loss drug,
Right.
then maybe we're talking. But if it was like prescribed, I don't understand why it would be a problem.
Yeah, I don't, because it's exogenous testosterone.
Oh well, that doesn't sound. That does sound like something that would be banned.
That does sound like something that would be banned. Now, is that in the Hims weight loss thing? That's the other one. Okay, with a quick Google search. Exogenous testosterone refers to testosterone that comes from outside the body, typically through medication or supplementation. Huh. But, that could probably also be used in a way to, kickstart your thyroid
Yeah.
and help you drop all that weight. Right?
I guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
He should have just stuck with Ozempic.
Yeah, go
He can
Brandon.
afford it.
You can't afford it. He's making a few bucks.
Yeah.
Oh, that is such a bummer. Poor guy. Hey, I'm fat, and I know it, and I want to make myself better, but at the cost of...
And now I lost my job.
Now I lost my job. Thanks, Ozempic.
Because he's ineligible for postseason rosters too, right?
That was what I was going to say next.
That's a blow for them for sure.
Huge. So who slides into the closer role? Because Jordan Romano's kind of been ass this year.
Yeah, I mean, there's not been too many bright spots. I like Orion Kierkering and Matt Strom. I think it'll be committee until someone separates themselves.
Or Dombrowski goes and makes a move.
They were going to anyway. I feel they've been on the reliever market since before this, and now it's even more dramatic. But
I mean, that's why they made the move for Estevez last year.
yeah, and I could see him ponying up. Dombrowski still has bullets to fire out of that farm system.
Yes.
And we know that he typically will leave a team decimated.
Yeah.
That has been his motive for 2 to 3 decades now. So
yeah, ask Detroit, ask Boston. He'll get you there.
that's the thing. That's why you get him so you can cross the finish line. But
Yeah.
at what cost?
And it's going to be your future.
Yeah.
So it's win now.
Hey, flags fly forever.
Amen. I'm always been screw it. If you're close, go for it.
Make the moves.
Make the moves. Unlike, who knows how close we are right now as we follow this Reds team.
Yeah.
Look at that transition.
Hey.
Come on, dude. It's almost like I'm good at this or something. Almost. Weird week.
Yeah. Yeah. I've had 8 to 9 different opinions on this team this week.
Yeah.
I mean, changing just within the game itself.
Yeah. I think our conversation Friday evening changed today.
Exactly. Yeah.
Of just this whole weekend. So you start with the White Sox in town. You drop 2 out of 3. You have Pete Rose night at the ballpark,
Which was fun.
which was fun. It was like a second opening day. Those lines were nuts.
Yeah.
It was a zoo.
And they did a great job with it. All the pregame stuff was fantastic. Conveniently reinstated right before the ball game.
Yeah, okay, we got to get into it. I understand the legality of when you say lifetime ban, and now that they are dead, it's lifted. So there is the possibility of getting on the ballot and getting into the Hall of Fame. So it seems like what Reggie Jackson said is that Pete will be up for a vote with the Veterans Committee in December of 2027.
Yes.
Or is it December 2026?
No, it's 27 because it would be the 28 class is his first opportunity to get in. So
Right.
that vote would be the 20 in 27.
Okay.
So it's coming up. I don't know. Because it's the committee is made up of your peers.
Yes, and not the writers, which is a good thing for Pete. I think it's a 50-50 ball.
Yeah. I have no idea who's on that committee is the problem.
Right. And from a lot of the quotes from different people were varied of, one being, Pete was exemplary on the field.
If you ever had Pete as a teammate, you have very nice things to say about him.
Yes.
But if you played against him, there doesn't seem to be a very positive opinion.
Bingo.
Yeah.
So that's where it varies, and understanding how big Pete Rose was at the peak of his powers.
Yeah.
Only had 2 presidents call him during post-game interviews during, like the World Series or whatever.
Yeah.
Being like the largest guy on the planet at that moment. So you understand the fame that kind of goes into Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
But the gambling, not great.
No. A lot of other decisions, not great.
Not great, which we don't want to get into all of them. But
it's, yeah. I can see the argument for both sides. I mean, the Hall of Fame should be, you ideally you only want good people in the Hall of Fame, but that's just not the case.
No, it's not.
And where do you set the benchmark? It's always moving. So I think that the Hit King probably should at least have more of a presence there, even if he doesn't get a plaque.
Yeah.
I mean, the ball was already there. Like, he's got the
uniform,
little locker essentially. But I mean, just being able to get what he did for the sport in there a little bit more. If you don't want to give him a plaque, that's fine. But there should start to be add him into the videos that they have going through all the exhibits and stuff. Get another Hit King sort of.
Give him another little locker.
Yeah.
Give him a glass box.
Yeah. I'm just worried that if it comes down to his peers, I just don't know.
I don't either.
If he was well liked enough.
I know, that's my other thing. And then do his peers want to be known as
exactly,
the group that let him in?
Mm-hmm.
Pete was always saying, I'm not going to get in until I'm dead. And Chris Rose said this, and I've said this on here before. Pete Rose's biggest problem was Pete Rose.
Yeah.
The fact that they didn't give him his day when he was 4 years down the street during Hall of Fame inductions, signing stuff, saying, I'm sorry I bet on baseball, and profiting off of what he did and his mistakes. Yeah. Why would you reward him with a day at Cooperstown and letting him be up there and letting it fly?
Yeah.
That's a big risk you're taking. Because, I mean, as he got older, he let more stuff fly.
Yeah.
And
I feel like he would have behaved himself, but he was a wild card, so
a big wild card. He cut the brakes, Wild card, bitches! Woo! That was Pete, and so that's also why we loved him. But at the same time, and so revered in this city, because he was that, played. I'd walk through hell with a gasoline suit on to play baseball, just that wild dude.
Yeah.
But when it's an event where you're enshrined forever, you don't know what he's going to say.
Yeah. I mean, he also inspired the next generation. So many kids grew up looking at Charlie Hustle, wanting to play baseball the way that Charlie Hustle played baseball.
Mm-hmm.
And, I just think he made enough positive contributions on the field that it should be recognized.
Yes.
But, yeah, it's tough when it comes to the actual plaque. I mean,
it's
just
tough.
Don't know.
I don't either, and I am so glad we don't have to make that decision.
Yeah.
A couple other people on the list. I mean, the other big one, Shoeless Joe Jackson.
Yeah, I think he has got a much better chance.
He does,
of getting enshrined.
I guess there was some news that came out that he did get paid to throw a game, but he didn't.
I thought he was...
But he's illiterate. Or was illiterate. And
no, he
didn't know.
Still is illiterate.
Yes, when you die, you're still illiterate. Yeah. Once you go to the grave, you're never figuring out how to read.
No, it's tough after that.
It's tough. It's like night.
Tutors.
Yeah, it's hard to learn how to read when your eyes and brain don't work. I think he gets in.
I do too, and I think he gets in before Pete does.
I do too. I mean, you can't tell the story of baseball without this tale of the 1919 White Sox. Mm-hmm. That's important. That was when baseball was tested most. Bullied by the mob into throwing the World Series for the Reds. Appreciate it. And
we would have won anyway.
Yes. You can't, where it's that's when baseball really tightened up the gambling stuff and pushed the mob out, not let it be controlled. So that's an extremely important part of baseball's history.
Yeah.
And having shoeless, can't read Joe Jackson in the Hall of Fame and showing that importance is a part of the story of baseball, why it belongs to that museum. So I'm glad. There's also somebody else who like stabbed a teammate who was on that list. I was listening to Rates and Barrels and they talked about it. But
Interesting.
yeah, he got a lifetime ban because he like stabbed a teammate.
And he's dead now?
Oh yeah,
All right, lifetime ban over.
yeah, lifetime ban over. I think both of the stab and the stabbee are both gone. So back when it was accepted you could stab a teammate.
Was this sounds like a turn of the century sort of situation.
Yeah,
or at
that's-
least you'd like to think it was.
Yeah, it was actually 2007. Yeah, it was Scott Rowland. He's
Tried to stab Ugatherbina. He deserves it.
He deserves it. Turn it. So yeah, Pete Rose night was great. I was on the couch deceased, so it was not fun for me, but it was. I think they did a great job. I watched the pregame. I saw some of the stuff on the scoreboards, having Ken Griffey on the field and Eric Davis and Marty talk about him. It was pretty awesome.
It was. They did a great job with it.
Yeah, and Marty letting it fly.
Absolutely.
Whoa. I don't like Rob Manfred. I think that's a damn shame. I'm like, I know, because they were very close.
We need him on mic more often the older he gets, because it's getting fun.
It's getting really fun, I didn't like what he said about Joey Votto towards the end of his calling career, but I think now that he's had some time and he's seen how the game's changed and he's already in, what are they going to do, take him out?
Right, yeah.
So just let it rip.
Yeah.
We need more Marty ripping. So, but they lost that game. The Reds lost to they lost to the White Sox.
Twice.
God, twice, dude.
I really, even in light of the weekend series, that's still inexcusable.
Inexcusable at home, dropping 2. This team, no, that's just insane. Are you trying to come up here? Come on,
sweetie.
come on. There we go. Good girl. It's extremely inexcusable. Oh, hi. So, this is very cute, and this is great for a baseball podcast for sure. Smelling the mic. Good call. Boy, I'm gonna have to do a lot of editing this episode. Yeah.
But it'll be cute editing.
It'll be really cute. Yeah, it'll be really, really cute.
Hi, sweetie.
So I think Rosie's going to be in the Who Reigned This Week clip. I think that's where we're about to get at. So we're going to lock in and do that. But yeah, I'm so glad that the last game they scored 8 runs, lost 1-8-1.
Yeah.
And then that's what catapulted them into the weekend against the Guards.
Absolutely.
So oh boy, she's really rooting around. This is actually going to be very good for the people who watch the podcast.
Yeah.
People who listen are going to be like, man, I got to see this dog.
I swear to God, I hear a dog in the background.
I heard her chewing the bone.
Yes.
Now she's licking my hands. I don't know what it is. She just loves the way my hands taste.
I mean, I'm sure you've cooked some very nice things this weekend.
I did not cook. Oh, well, I made my pierogi coney.
Yeah.
My pierogi coney was so good.
And you were at a very nice inauguration today. I'm sure there was plenty of finger foods.
There was. I did have one of those like deli meat roll-ups. The cut up.
There you go.
Yeah. And then some chicken salad chick buffalo like croissants.
Oh, those fingers are tasty.
Yeah, they're really good fingers. Okay, she's gone. We can lock in. But then they came out and then they swept the Guards, took care of business. And it was a lot of it to everybody. Everything was cooking. Starting pitching, bullpen day, bullpen, and offense.
Yeah. A complete team functioning as they should.
As they should, which we have not gotten that a whole lot this year.
No.
So it's nice to see. And when you're like, man, when this team is humming, they're good.
Yeah. I mean, seeing the potential is it's encouraging.
Yeah.
It is encouraging. Just need to find that consistency. So
Yeah. And we'll get into that in a second. But first, we got to talk about this one. Fuck, she got her octopus. Oh. Right when we're about to clip and go right into Who Reigned This Week, She gets her goddamn squeaky octopus. I love you so much, Buttercup, but we can't have that right now. God damn it,
Look
she's
at that face.
I know she's cute. And I can't say no to this cutie, but okay, I think we got a reprieve. Okay, here we go. We ready?
Mm-hmm.
Who reigned this week? Brought to you by Cincy Light. Cincy Light, the flavor of Cincinnati. Will Benson had an abysmal 2024. Started the year in AAA, came up for one game against the Giants, looked completely lost. Will Benson came back up, and he doesn't look lost anymore. He looks like 2023 Will Benson. This week, he's on a 4-game home run streak, and he had 2 home runs on Sunday. He's got 5 homers on this week stretch, 10 RBIs, 526, 591, 1.368 slug, and an OPS of 1.959. What has changed for Will Benson? What is he doing right that let this happen?
I mean, so he dropped his hands. He reworked the batting stance.
Yeah.
And he just commands the inner third at this point. With his length, he's always going to be able to get across the plate for elevated pitches. Still probably going to have a problem with the breaking balls going away from him. But
yes,
he was working with Eric Davis. Eric Davis told him, dude, for how tall you are, your hands are way too high.
Yeah.
Let's get it down. And he was tasked with that in spring training, apparently, and has been working on his stance and his opening mechanics for the entire opening part of the season, and it's clearly paid off. I mean, he is swinging with authority right now.
A couple of those home runs were the low outside part of the zone.
Yeah.
And being able to take them the other way.
There's not as much going on pre-swing.
Yes.
And he can get down there a lot faster.
Yes, he can, and it's showing, and he's being more selective up there. He's always known the zone. He's always been good at that.
Yes. Yeah.
But now he's knowing what he's hunting for and taking it yard.
Yeah.
If he does, there's no way he keeps up at this pace. We can all acknowledge that.
No.
But if he stays relatively close and cools down and has, a homer or 2 a week and continues to hit like this, does this completely change the Reds' offense?
I mean, if he keeps these gains, then he just became a potent platoon bat at worst.
At worst.
Yeah. And can still field it out there. Like he is a positive add to the roster at this point, whereas at the beginning of the season, didn't even think he was going to make the roster. I mean, he didn't make the roster.
He did not make the big club roster.
Yeah. So I mean, the improvements are encouraging. Let's see him keep it up. Even at half the pace of what he's currently on, that is a huge add to our outfield mix.
Yeah, half of that
and
is
just lengthening the lineup.
Yeah, and that's what this team has needed because there's been a lot of ups and downs and holes.
Yeah.
I mean, we've talked about it at nauseum, I feel, but if you look at what he did, half of this week, 2.5 homers, which I mean, that's not like a thing. You don't half homer. What is it? We'll say it's
called a double.
Yeah. God damn it, son of a bitch! You're right. 2.5 homers, 5 ribs, and then you're looking at he's still high 280s.
Yeah.
And getting on at a high clip. So, man, we have
more competitive at bats too. That's the thing. He's
Bingo.
seeing more pitches. The whole team is seeing more pitches.
That is something that they have completely done right.
Yeah.
They are seeing a lot more pitches.
Yeah.
It is not just one swing, one fly out. We're sitting back down. They are lengthening.
Bunch of 5-pitch innings.
Yeah.
Just doing the opposing pitcher a favor.
Yeah, and that is something that Valleca has done right, and I am thrilled. And that is something that this team, they can grind you.
Yeah.
It's just getting lucky and having the ball in, which we'll talk about later with some other folks. But it's great, dude. Will Benson's always had the skill set. He's always had the tools.
Yeah.
It's just putting
he's
it together.
Tool shed.
Yeah.
He is a crazy athlete. So
Yeah. So
let's get it to show up on the field.
yeah, and now it's happening.
Mm-hmm.
It's going back, and I think a lot of it's too has been mental, and what Terry's been saying, which is just Terry's been saying you're gonna get another shot, you just got to earn it.
I mean, there's a lot more positivity in the clubhouse this year than last year.
a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I bet he was down there and he's just like, man, everybody else has gotten the call and tried to prove themselves. And it's like, all right. And then he just stayed down in Louisville, kept hitting, kept mashing. And then they're like, all right, it is time again.
Yeah.
And he's made the most of it. And we'll get to maybe some possible moves to keep him here if he keeps this up. I've got some ideas. I think you've got some ideas too.
I've got all sorts of ideas.
We got all the ideas. I got so many ideas.
All I have is ideas.
All I have are my thoughts. Starting pitching this week, you got Abbott going twice. Abbott against the White Sox. 6 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 4 hits, no walks. That's awesome. 7 Ks, 96 pitches, 8 whiffs on the fastball. Commanding the strike zone with the four-seamer and also elevating, getting swings high and outside of the zone on the fastball, which then sets up the sweeper and the changeup, which the sweeper he threw 20 times, changeup 18 times. Didn't get a whole lot of whiffs on the sweeper, got 2, but 5 called strikes. Pretty cool.
Yeah, and came out aggressive. I mean, he saw a lineup that he could attack, and he came out and he attacked.
Yeah, he was like, I'm going to do that.
Yeah, I mean, just pumping in high strikes and letting everything else work off of it.
Yep, which is that's our boy.
Yeah, and it was a great start.
Excellent start. Excellent start from him. Did what you're supposed to do against the White Sox.
Yeah, absolutely.
Unlike Lodolo, 5 1/3, 3 earned runs, 7 hits, 2 walks, 4 Ks. His fastball command has been a problem all year.
Yeah,
And it's really rearing its ugly head.
and I mean, he was burying the curveball in the dirt too. I mean, just didn't.
He didn't have anything.
He was bouncing it off the plate so many times. It lost, a ton of its horizontal break. It was all vertical. I think he just didn't have a good shape on it. He was not didn't have a great outing.
No.
I mean, look at
It's all
all
over.
over the map. Yeah, he just didn't have his command that day.
No. And it just especially showed when it's the White Sox. That's what blows my mind. It's just infuriating. I don't know what he does to fix because I don't know. It's just command.
Yeah, it comes and goes. I mean, he's had some great starts this year, but yeah, if his changeup isn't working in the first inning, he typically can't find it through the start at this point.
Yes.
So it's just one of those. It's like, well, maybe he has a short leash today. Like he doesn't have it. But if he's got the fastball down, changeup playing off of it, still a great pitcher.
Yeah.
And then the curveball, not what it was the past few years, but still a weapon.
Still a weapon.
Still his out pitch
When he has control of it.
when he has it. And it clearly, I mean, it's just
Didn't
have
have
it.
Didn't have it. 2 walks, 4 Ks. Ugh. It's amazing that the walks he only had 2 walks when he just was all over the place.
Yeah.
That's because the White Sox are bad.
Yeah, exactly.
We should have won this series. They are bad.
It would be 6 walks against a competent ball club.
No shit. Against the Cubs, they're 9 walks.
Yeah.
Because they
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, they know what they're doing. Unlike the White Sox. What the fuck? Okay. I'm done. We can move on from him.
Yeah. Now we get to talk about the good White Sox game.
Yeah, we had the fun one. Yeah. Nick Martinez, 7 innings pitched, no earned runs, 2 hits, no walks, 3 Ks.
And so many strikes.
So many
I mean,
strikes.
filling up the zone. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's what Nick Martinez. That's Nick Martinez right there.
That is the Nick we have known and loved, the guy who came out guns a-blazing.
Yeah.
Second half of last year. He is here.
Yeah, just keep the ball in play. You got they're not going to have much hard contact against you, and you got a pretty darn good defense behind you. Just put the ball in play.
Yep. It just keep the four-seamer out of middle,
Yeah.
and then let your sinker, changeup, cutter, curveball, slider work for you. And the changeup was on one, dude.
Yeah.
Changeup was on
And
one.
if he gets that back, I mean, that's what generated his great run middle of last season. So if he can get that back early on too, yeah.
It looked like he had it back.
Absolutely.
So if he can keep and maintain that, you're going to see more results like this against teams that aren't the White Sox.
You said you were done.
I know. I lied. I'm a big fat liar.
They won that game. Come on.
They won that game by a lot. You were right. They won that one. That was really cool. But no, he's back. This is when we were concerned and we're like, how much longer is the leash?
Yeah.
They just let him work through it.
And it's the mentality they're using across the board. And it has paid off more than it hasn't. You know, McLean starting to round back into shape. He was hitting the cover off the ball all week.
Yeah.
You know, Steer's had his ups and downs. He hasn't really found it yet. But letting the guys know, letting the guys that you know can succeed, let them figure it out. It has worked so far.
Yeah.
I mean, who you bumping for these guys, too? Like, you're not...
Right.
Unless McLean is, 0 for 60, I just don't see them benching him. And, Martinez, it just... Yeah, you got to let him figure it out, and it's been working.
And same with Lodolo.
Yeah.
I mean, you let him figure it out to a point.
Even his bad starts, he's still keeping us in and around a ball game.
Right. It's not like you're looking up and you're like, oh, he just gave up 7 runs.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just not what we expect.
Yeah. And, tax the bullpen a little bit on those bad days because he'll get you through the lineup twice, maybe. But, with Martinez doing great, Singer eats up innings. The bullpen will get its rest. We get Hunter Green back healthy, and that's, he can go 8 or 9 innings.
I know he can. I miss him so much. I miss him so much. We'll talk about him soon, I promise. Brady Singer, talking about eating innings, gave you 5, 3 earned runs, 3 hits, 3 walks, 4 Ks. Ump had a little bit of a tight zone. We were there.
Yeah.
He got pinched a few times, but he gave up a homer, and that lineup's a lot of lefties.
Yeah.
And it was
and they have hit him quite well over the years.
Yeah, they are old friends.
Mm-hmm.
So to see him get out with that, take it.
Yeah. I mean, we walking into that game, we were expecting even a worse start than this, and he had a competitive start, kept us in it, won the ball game.
Then that's all you can ask for.
Yeah.
And that is why they brought him in here. The cutter was only thrown 7 times inside on lefties. Kind of wish you saw it more. He relied heavy on the sinker, but the sinker is what got taken yard.
He wasn't getting the cutter called early.
That's true.
That's why he scrapped it. He wasn't getting that call. So if it's a ball every time, don't even bother.
You're just like, okay, I'm not getting the inside of the plate.
And if I have to go any further, that cutter is a nice addition, but it's not a true weapon. You can't be risking middle with it.
Yeah, I mean, if you just go a little bit more, then it's just a 91 mile per hour tater.
Yeah. So he was just getting squeezed and couldn't use that pitch. Had to drop it from the arsenal for a game.
Yeah. And then we had a bullpen game. What was so interesting, the news comes out, and they're like, Suter opener, Petty, gonna follow through.
Mm-hmm.
Then they didn't do that and went Suter, Richardson, May, Ashcraft, Santillan, Pagan.
And it worked quite well.
1 earned run, no walks, 6 Ks. Lyon Richardson gave up a homer. That's excellent.
It's one pitch away from a shutout.
Yeah.
That was one mistake pitch from a rookie pitcher, and you shut out a decent offense. The Guards have a pretty good offense.
It's yes.
It's above average.
There we go. Yeah. Above average is where I would go. Am I bummed they didn't use Petty? No, but they were afraid with a lot of lefties in the lineup.
Yeah. And the game dictated the use of the pitching staff, and they just didn't need them.
Right. And they
could start playing matchups way earlier than they thought they were going to, and that's exactly what they did.
And it worked.
And it worked perfectly.
Yeah. So you can't be mad, but that just means it just kind of signals are just like, well, we can't really question it because it worked.
Yeah.
So you let it run. And
I mean, it's good to hear that they want to get him into more ball games. Mm-hmm. The first 2 outings have obviously not been great.
Yeah.
But they're not going to lose faith after 2 bad outings from a rookie pitcher.
No, of course not.
Baseball is really hard.
And then Luis May.
Yeah.
In a high leverage situation, thriving.
Throwing filth.
Filth.
I mean, his first pitch that outing, I think was 102, right? Like he hit 100 immediately
Yeah,
out of the gate.
didn't even think about it.
Yeah, I love it.
And then Sunday, Abbott, 5 innings pitched, 4 hits, 3 walks, 5 Ks. Got into a jam. DJ went out and talked to him, and then he got through it, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
Terry Francona, after the game, said of Andrew Abbott, guy's got big balls.
And he sure does.
Sure does. Shows him off when he's on the bump.
Yeah. I mean, his mentality was probably his first plus tool as a prospect. I mean, that was the first thing you heard about him. Coachability.
Yep.
It's like this guy's a gamer, and he's going to go out and do whatever you tell him, and he's going to, work whatever he needs to into his repertoire, fix any mechanical issues. Like he's just ready to do what he needs to do to contribute to this ball club.
Yeah, a bulldog with big nuts.
Yep.
How about that? A mean lefty.
Yeah.
And he looked, man, I love Andrew Abbott.
Yeah.
He's taking that next step this year, and it's awesome to see, and I can't wait to see the rest of the season, and I think this is the year we finally get full Abbott.
Yeah.
And no hiccups with the shoulder, and the bulldog gonna be bite. Bulldog gonna be barking, dragging his nuts on the driveway. That's what the bulldog gonna be doing.
In the grass, hopefully, not the driveway.
Yeah, that sounds painful on the gravel. But he's got big old balls. He can't help it. He got big old balls. Terry said so.
They're gonna be dragging no matter where he's walking. So
I'm sorry, gravity happens. Nuts swing low, sweet chariots. Okay? I'm just quoting what Terry said. Okay? I'm just quoting the Hall of Fame manager. Just a really good week from the rotation, and then the bullpen day, and then the bullpen itself. Someone I really wanted to lock in on this week that we kind of been keeping tabs on. Scott Barlow had more strikeouts than walks this week.
And how about that?
How about that? Huh. I think that he might be the next one when either Maul or Jabot, whichever one is ready first, Scott Barlow will have a right shoulder impingement.
Yeah, he's a clear impingement candidate. Could use some nice shadow IL time.
Yeah. Ooh, the Phantom IL. Ooh, all right, shoulder impingement in my future.
Lower body injury.
Lower body injury. Oh, no. Creaky knee.
Yeah.
But the bullpen was awesome this week. Again, Pagan had one rough outing in a high leverage situation, a non-save situation. But then when it came down to it, all 3 nights, save.
Yep. Performing in crunch time.
Yep. And that he's sticking there. He's looking like one of the best closers in the league.
Yeah.
Which, if you would have, we've talked about it, like, who's going to take the job? What's going to happen? Who's going to, and it's been just like, nope, I think it's just Pagan.
That's the beauty of going out and getting a bunch of guys with closer experience.
Bingo.
Yeah, no. Pagan's been there before.
Yep.
He's been a closer for a full season. He's ready to do it again.
Yes. Oh, sorry. Here we go. Made it. Oh, and Ashcraft bouncing back.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not here for any Ashcraft slander whatsoever.
No. You'll hear none from me. So
I'm just saying he's gonna have some moments in the sun, but I think they're gonna be a lot less than moving forward. So, but yeah, man, he's looked good too. The lineup. Already talked about Will Benson being lights out, but Ellie had 2 homers this week, and he took that one oppo, one of them, or was it? Yeah, he had 2 homers. He also 261, 292, 565 with an OPS of 857. It's a good week.
yeah.
It's a good week for a boy. But that being said, the offense did its job over the weekend. Didn't earlier in the week. Having Ellie not be peak and then seeing other people step up is what this team's needed.
Yeah. I mean, that's the silver lining of this week. Even with, I mean, pretty pedestrian numbers for Ellie. Like on the week. Still an overall good performance by the offense. I mean, they went 4-2. You would have liked a lot more runs against the White Sox, but
like spread out to the other games where they like won them or whatever.
yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
But I was encouraged across the board by the offense, and the mentality that they showed this week was very nice.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just a bunch of guys out there doing their jobs, competitive at bats.
Competitive.
A lot of competitive at bats.
Dude, Gavin Lux this week.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the numbers don't they in a small sample don't fly. 353, 389, 471 with an OPS of 860. Didn't have any homers or RBIs, but just watching him laser them into left and right field.
Yeah.
He's looking locked in. Austin Hayes having some signs of life, returning to his hot self with a homer, 273, 292, 565 with an OPS of 792.
Almost another homer. I mean, he had that double off the top of the wall. Yeah. So that was almost 2 bombs for him. I mean, when he's healthy, that bat does wonders for this lineup.
Yes.
And yeah.
Everyone else starts cooking. Dude, Reese Hines homered in one of his 7 ABs. Like I said, don't let him get hot.
Yeah, beautiful too. Dead center. Got every bit of that ball.
Yeah, he did. Just pummeled. Another guy, he was so unlucky last year because he was hotter than piss. Then the All-Star break happened, and when you're out of rhythm and you're young and it's like your first big call-up, and then you come back and it's like, what was I doing? And then you're chasing that.
Yeah.
And then you can't find it again. You're like, oh, what a bummer.
Yeah. I'm sure that hole feels awfully deep when you're in it. of like, yeah.
Yeah, I would not want to be that guy. But, dude, I hope that he gets more opportunities when he's up here because, I mean, seeing him go on that magical run, I think that there is more of that in him.
Yeah. And with how, banged up we are currently, he'll get some ABs. And if he proves himself, like, it'll be tough to take him off this roster.
Correct.
There's some tough decisions coming down the pike.
We're going to get to those. Matt McClain, okay? Matt McClain, 286, 318, 524 with an OPS of 842. 8 Ks to 1 walk isn't great, but he doesn't look as lost anymore, and he's got longer, more competitive ABs.
Yeah. And he's using the wheels when he does get on, which is very nice. His singles are turning into doubles a lot of the time.
And then what was that, on Friday when he was on third, wheeled it to home?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, there's one of those skill sets that we know about you and that you are that you have and need to be using.
Yeah.
Him trying to lay down that bunt earlier in the week. I forget which was that Thursday's game?
I think it was
Wednesday.
No, it was the day game. It was Thursday.
It was Thursday, yeah, where he tried to.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh-huh. So you see him starting to come around. He gets going. The lineup gets longer.
Yeah. I mean, he's hitting the ball very hard right now.
Yeah. I mean, warning track power at some points.
I mean, even the outs they're good-looking outs.
Yes.
It's a silly thing to say, but they really are good-looking outs.
Yeah, he's just getting unlucky.
Yeah.
So he'll come back around. I've got a good feeling. He's starting to heat up, I think. So this is the week where he turns it on because it's a big week.
Yeah, we're going to need...
Division week.
We're going to need the boys to be dialed in this week.
We'll get to it. I can't, man. Connor Jones looks solid, too.
Sure. A fine trade.
A fine trade. Someone...
Needed the depth for at least a spell, and he's a guy that you're not going to cry when we DFA him in 2 weeks.
Right. In 11 ABs, 364, 364, 545, 909 OPS. So, 2 doubles. Great.
Yeah. I mean, it's exactly what we needed him to be doing on this ball club.
Yeah. No.
And then as soon as everyone's healthy, thank you.
Thank you. See, how we're going to designate you for assignment.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to pick it up? No? Okay. We'll see you. Because once you look at this injury list and how many people are on it, you're like, man.
Yeah, there's some good hitters.
There's some good hitters there.
That we need.
One's a pretty big bat. So let's start with these injuries. Hunter Green, he threw a bullpen session today. His next step is another bullpen in Pittsburgh. According to Charlie Goldsmith, Hunter Green said, "The velo is great. Easy 95. Nothing in my groin. All good." Nothing in my groin?
Well,
You want muscle there, I think.
yeah. And 2 to 3 other things, but
A few.
yeah.
Ask Abbott about it.
Yeah.
I've hit all my checkpoints. I'm looking forward to getting out there. Encouraging. Does that mean that he could be back for the Cubs series?
Yes, and it sounds like he won't, that they'll just activate him. I seriously doubt he needs a rehab start or anything.
Yeah.
I think the bullpens will be fine.
I think so too. Him going up against the Cubs is a huge get back. Yeah. You need it.
Yeah.
You need it because that offense is disgusting.
Yeah. And then with playing him again the next weekend, you get another Hunter start against the Cubs. So
We'll talk about it. Then you had Rhett Lauder. He allowed 4 runs on 4 hits, 1 walk, and a 1/3 of an inning in his first rehab game in AAA Louisville when he reached 29 pitches, but threw 3 more innings in the bullpen, set to throw around 75 pitches in his next rehab game with High A Dayton. Okay.
yeah. I mean, this is his spring training, so I'm not even looking at the numbers yet. The pitch count is way more, way more telling of how he's feeling.
Yep.
And clearly, he's healthy.
He's healthy. He's just
So
getting there.
That's the only thing. Those are the only numbers that matter.
Yep. It's just how many pitches? Okay, you're getting there. All right, buddy.
Yeah. There might not even be a spot for him in the rotation when he is ready.
That is exactly what I was going to say. There is 0 rush whatsoever.
So let him build up.
Yeah.
Allow 4 earned. Who gives a flying fuck?
Who gives a right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Novi Marte. Marte's follow-up MRI was moved up to May 27th from June 4th because the medical staff is pleased with his progress. That's a bat that I would very much like to have back.
Sure.
When he was hot,
It was pretty fun.
it was awesome. And you're like, man, okay, I like Espinal a lot, but I want Marte at third.
Yeah.
That's like real power and stuff.
Real power.
Real power. Candelario has begun baseball activity and is scheduled to ramp it up more when he goes to Arizona today
What a shame.
on May 18th, the Sunday. Ramp it up, as in we can rebuild him. We can fix him.
Yes.
We can find the ball player that we signed in that shell somehow.
I am so fine with this 10-day IL stint being as close to 30 as they want to make it.
Yeah.
Just.
Interested to see if they might, if he's not making the progress they want him to make in Arizona. We going 60 days?
I mean, it would create a bit of a roster, because then you have an open 40-man. Do you add to the 40? And
yeah.
then when you have to bring him back, because they are going to bring him back,
I know.
then you're sort of creating an unnecessary roster crunch for yourself.
Correct. So you just are waiting to say, like, all right, let's see if we can rebuild him. Let's see if we can get him back to being an above-average baseball player and contributing, which is what you want from your highest-paid player.
And at this point, contributing is nothing but hitting in the bottom third and just
Doubles.
And we know he can be that guy.
Yeah, we've seen him be. We just need you to have an OPS plus of 117 to 121.
Yeah.
Be a little bit above average. Be 17% above average.
Yeah.
For the love of God.
Not a huge ask. You've done it before.
We've seen it. We watched you do it. 2023.
Yeah. So hopefully, I mean, even just the time off for him mentally has got to be good. And just, come back slow.
Take your time.
Put him in low A. Let him just beat up on some 19-year-olds.
Yeah, let him go to Daytona.
Yeah, really bring him back slow.
Really slow.
We can afford to right now, so why not?
Why not?
Because if we can get the Candelario that we signed, that'll be great.
That'd be ideal.
Yeah, but take your time. Take your time.
Take your time. Christian Encarnacion Strand, he's out in Goodyear. He could progress to more baseball activity. No target date for a return is known. This sucks.
Yeah, just the uncertainty around this injury is frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
He's ramping up, so
Right.
that's nice. But it sounds like it's pretty minor.
Yeah.
Pretty slow, and I mean, need that power in the lineup.
That's it. I'm
Yeah,
like,
like-
that's 30 homers.
Yeah, need that power in the lineup.
At this point now, what if he comes back in say June? He could still hit 20 homers.
Yeah.
Like I don't doubt that.
I
for
mean,
him.
it's one. That's 2 hot streaks for him essentially.
Essentially, right.
Yeah, like just ripping the cover off the ball, which we've seen.
We've seen
he
him
can do it. He's got it.
He's just got to stay healthy, and it's just if you can't depend on him, like then what do we gotta find a way to fix the hole,
Yeah.
and that's something that we're gonna keep looking at towards the deadline.
Luckily, slugging first baseman normally pretty easy to find at the deadline.
Yeah, we'll be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ian Jabot and Sam Maul, both rehab assignments looking good. Okay. Jake Fraley revealed, we talked about this. He has a muscle bleed at the top of his calf. He's on the IL. So here's the thing with him. Reese Hines keeps hitting. Yeah. Will Benson keeps being Will Benson. Like not like a good chunk of what he was this week. He continues being that. Fraley's got options.
Yeah.
You kind of let him hang out.
I mean, at this point, these roster spots need to be earned.
Correct.
Like there's enough depth, there's enough talent that he's not just going to get activated right onto the big league squad. I bet they put him on a rehab assignment, and if he hits, then he's back. And if he doesn't,
then he's still
then it's going to be a long rehab assignment.
long rehab assignment. Oh, the Phantom IL. No, yeah, it's a long rehab assignment. Right, absolutely. We already talked about not having the roster spot, but dude, Chase Burns again this weekend. 5 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 earned run. That's a homer. No walks, 7 Ks. In the month of May, he has 1 walk to 23 strikeouts.
Not bad.
Not bad at all.
It's a solid ratio.
Solid. I mean, you look at that and you go, maybe he should skip AAA, fire him right into the rotation.
I still think, based on how they're using him, that they would probably put him in the pen first. They haven't let him get past 5 innings, even when he's dominant.
Yes.
So there's clearly a cap
Yes.
on his innings. They are using, the kids' gloves with him,
And you
which
don't
is a
blame him.
luxury.
Yes.
I mean, we get to do that based on the moves that they've made.
Yes.
Like we don't need to rush him. We don't need to. I mean, Chase Petty's succeeded at every stop he's been at and still got his shit rocked in his debut.
Yeah.
Like it's Major League Baseball is hard.
Yeah.
So we don't need to bring him up and watch him get shelled.
But
This is starting to look like a bullpen weapon that you cannot ignore.
correct.
And you could even go with bullpen days. Brent Suter's looking like he's thriving in an opening role.
And he always has been.
Yeah.
In the
And-
long spot.
And that was they were already planning on piggybacking Petty after him.
Yeah.
And what if that just became
Chase Burns.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then that you can lengthen the rest of the starting rotation that way, make sure everyone is healthy all freaking year.
Uh-huh.
Nice and well rested.
That I love that idea.
Yeah. And he can cut his teeth up here if he gets, if you get shelled in 5 innings in the bigs, it's got to feel different than you just come in for 1 inning and get rocked. It's easier to put that in the rearview mirror
Sure.
than say, Petty's first 2 starts, tough.
Tough.
Believe in that's just the nature of the game.
Yes.
But I'm sure mentally it's one of those, it's like, oh, man.
Yeah, bummer.
Yeah.
I got squeezed in Houston. 6 walks. I don't like that.
Yeah.
This isn't good for my ego.
Yeah.
But, dude, yeah, if he keeps doing this, you might. I love what you're talking. I love what you're saying, and I think that it could happen, and I think it's going to happen sooner than later.
He will have to be in the majors. If he keeps this pace up, he'll have to be in the majors at the All-Star break or real soon after it.
That is what I was thinking as well.
Yeah.
Right at or right after.
Yeah, which is typically the time that you're really needing some reinforcements too.
Yes.
Those are the dog days.
Yep.
It's hot. It's humid. People need a break.
People need a break, and if you got the bullets, put them in the magazine.
Yeah, and I would not mind seeing some bullpen days in the middle of the summer.
No.
I think that the way our roster is and how many talented young starters we have, we can do that.
Yeah, a lot of people are comparing him prospect-wise to Paul Skeens.
Yeah.
And that's nationally. We've known this, and as soon as they drafted him, like, oh, shit, this is awesome. We knew this was going to be dope. Problem you have is when you look at what the Pirates did with Paul Skeens, the Pirates had to do that.
Yeah.
We don't have to do that.
Not at all.
So there is no need to be like, well, let's throw him right in the rotation. Who are you taking out?
Yeah.
I'm not.
The way I want them to treat him is how the White Sox handled Crochet.
Exactly. Although we've said it before, like how they handled Crochet and Kopech.
2 to 3 innings out of the pen.
Yep.
Just blowing hitters away.
Yep. And keeping a lot of those bullets. And then guess what? Then you reevaluate the next season. You go, all right, how are we doing this?
Just stretch him out.
Stretch him out. Yeah.
And then he's ready.
And then you look at where you are in your rotation. You go, who's in and who's out?
Yeah. I mean, who knows what happens with Nick? He's playing on a 1-year deal.
Absolutely.
So, like, there's a rotation spot that could open up real quick. You never know what's going to happen with injuries. You hate to say it, but, like, you never know.
There's a history of it with Lodolo.
Yeah. So I think that he is still on the fast track to the bigs. It just doesn't need to happen, this month or next.
Yeah.
I think he is still on an ideal trajectory. I mean, how many pitchers move this fast?
Not many.
So
Paul Skeens.
Yeah.
That's it.
So I'm very, very excited, but I am not disappointed that they're sort of handling him
this way. Yeah, I'm with you. I totally agree. So this is a big week. You've got 3 at Pittsburgh, off day Thursday, come home to take on the division-leading Chicago Cubs. And then 3 after that go to Kansas City, off day Thursday, and then a 3 spot against the Cubs at Wrigley. This is a huge stretch. This is where you can get some games back.
Yeah.
And especially thrive on some teams at the bottom of the division.
Yeah. Middle of the week, both weeks looks nice.
Looks nice. We hoped for this with the White Sox last week, but I don't think that happened. So you need to play up against the Pirates. You need to show them who's daddy.
Yeah.
And we are daddy.
And we miss Skeens.
We miss Skeens. That's right, because it goes Lodolo, Keller, Martinez, Falter, Singer, Heaney. The one that I can see where it's a chip in the armor is Heaney. I know that he's
been pretty good.
He's been pretty good, and lefty.
Yeah.
That's I don't know if we take that last one. I feel good about the other two. I don't know.
Yeah.
Lodolo.
Plus, at that point, that's the Wednesday game. They'll have played for 10 straight days.
Yeah.
So they might be tired, and there's a lefty on the mound. Who knows?
That's a toss-up.
But I also like Singer's chances of handling the Pirates' offense.
Yeah, because it's how do I put this delicately? It's ass. It's ass.
It is ass.
It's so bad.
Yeah,
it's so
ass.
bad. Yeah, it's terrible. So yeah, okay.
I mean, if you plate 3 runs in that game, I like your chances of winning.
Couldn't agree with you more. And with the way that they are heated up at the moment, and they can continue to keep it rolling, awesome. Do you also think that maybe that Thursday off day, if this offense is humming like it has been and it's stayed in, do you think the off day is kind of a little trap going in with the Cubs coming here? Could you see that being a little hicky uppa?
I think if this team is hitting, they're going to keep hitting.
Yeah. Okay.
I think the off day will be welcome again. They'll have played quite a stretch at that point.
Yeah.
And that off day we could see some activations from the IL.
Yeah.
And bring in some fresh guys. So I'm certainly not worried about the off day.
Yeah, Hunter Green.
Yeah.
Which that might
maybe
be
no Elve.
That
would be his first day eligible, right?
Right.
Or is it Friday?
I think Friday.
Hold
on. I can tell you that answer.
But yeah, I mean, if apparently he has responded great to the treatment, and they already moved up his MRI. So if he starts swinging the bat and getting into a couple games, he could be back by the end of the week.
10-day IL, retroactive to the 5th. So he's already eligible.
Oh, so yeah, he's ready
eligible.
to go.
He's eligible. I could, if he's back this weekend, man, that's another big one.
Absolutely.
Who gets sent down? That's where it gets kind of tough, huh?
Yeah. That's a
Hines? He's the last. I mean, I hate it.
well, I mean, we're running 3 catchers as a luxury.
Yeah, I think you probably send down Wins.
Yeah.
Look,
Which is a shame.
it is a shame, but if you look at what he did this week,
But Nolve is way more versatile than Wins is.
yeah.
So,
Wins he had 2 ABs this week.
and that's yeah.
1 strikeout. Yeah, no, you're sending Wins down.
yeah.
Yep. Because that backstop.
Which you hate.
You hate it.
I mean, he is. On another club, he's earned a roster spot, but just not on this one.
Yes.
So
Yeah. So then you send down Wins, and there you go. And then it's so Cubs, and then possibly Hunter Green Friday, Abbott Saturday, Lodolo Sunday. This is huge. This is huge.
yeah, it's the first truly big series of the year.
Yeah, and we need to treat it as such and go, all right, this is part of the playoffs. Here it is.
I mean, our stretch after this, brutal.
Yes, let's talk about
I
it.
mean, up until from now until the All-Star break, we're playing a lot of winning baseball clubs.
Yeah, that is why I was pretty worried about only being 500 with this stretch.
Yeah.
Because then you go to a Kansas City team that's hot. I think I talked about that. Then off day, and then Cubs, and then you go into June, and then you go from Chicago back home. You got 3 against the Brewers, who have not been great.
But always beat us no matter how good their team is.
I hate it. They just know something.
yeah,
They have some secret sauce. It's like they took some Montgomery in and a couple things of graders and then some shredded cheddar, mixed it together and gave it to everybody. And they're like, oh, we could just destroy the Reds.
I think the secret sauce is a command plus pitching staff that they've been running out there for a decade now.
You shut your mouth. It's the sauce I made. It's the disgusting mixture I made up that they're feeding them.
We'll call it the Bill Hall sauce.
Yeah, the Eric Thames juice.
yeah.
Thamerade. That's what they're on right now. Golly. And then you've got at home against the Diamondbacks.
Who can score 1 million runs.
Man. And it's gonna be hot.
Yeah.
And then you've got for this June. Then you go to Cleveland to win 1 game to bring home the ever so treasured Ohio Cup. Because we've been talking about it, how we've been missing the Ohio Cup and how big of a deal it is.
Yeah.
Then you got off day Thursday, and then you go to Detroit 13, 14, 15. That's no joke. Off day on the 16th. Then you are at home against the Twins, who are good. And then
On quite a roll right now.
quite a roll. The whole AL Central is like heated up together.
They won 10 straight games and they didn't even get out of 4th place.
No, because then the Royals won like 19 out of 23.
Yeah.
And then you got you're at St. Louis, which you have some good history there. And then, oh man, home against the Yankees for 3. Off day, home for 3 against the Padres, and then you end June at Boston.
Those are a lot of good ball clubs.
It's a lot of good ball clubs. Oh man.
I know it gets.
And then you go into July. You finish. You got two more at Boston off day. Then you go to Philadelphia, and then you have an excellent stretch going to the All-Star break, which is 4 at Miami, and then 4 at home against the Marlins, 3 at home against the Rockies. Hopefully you pad up, and then you go that Monday, home run derby, All-Star game break, and then you go to the Mets, then you go to the Nationals. Off day, home against Tampa, then 3 spot at home against the Dodgers.
And then the Braves.
And then the Braves.
It's a lot of
good
playoff
baseball.
teams.
Yeah.
A lot of first place in the division.
Hey, if you want to make the playoffs, you have to beat these teams.
I mean, if they get through 500 with that stretch,
Yeah.
set up well, I think, for a late season run. And if things start clicking and they can start handling these teams.
Yeah.
Like, if they play like they did this weekend, then They can beat any team.
They can beat. Yes, I'm with you. They can beat any team.
Yeah, but we haven't seen this version of the Reds team much this year.
No.
Fits and starts. Like, it just.
Yeah.
So.
Starts and stops.
They just need consistency.
Yep, and that happens when you get some guys back that you need that have not been healthy.
Yeah.
Like Jamer Candelario.
Well, even when he was healthy.
Oh, you're right. That's why I made that face. So I'm just being an asshole. Let's round third and head for home. What do you want to pluggy lug?
Drink Cincy Light.
No way. Yeah, real neat.
It's tasty. Drink it.
Drink it. Drink it up. InTheClutch.com, promo code Nasty Boys. I gotta get it and I'm gonna wear it. We have a very cool LA De La Cruz soccer jersey. Gonna wear that. We're also gonna plug Buttercup. Come on up here, baby. Come on, baby. You want to be on the pod?
You already went out.
You already went out. We already did this. I'll pat you on the nose. Thanks to Sports Drink for hosting the audio of this podcast. We appreciate it. Drink Cincy Light. It's the flavor of Cincinnati. You know, all Cincinnati daddies drink Cincy Light. These Cincinnati daddies love Cincy Light, so drink Cincy Light wherever you can get Cincy Light, which is most places. Thanks for coming over to the Pistachio Palace.
Yes, thanks for having me.
Of course. And as always, go Redlegs.
Go Redlegs.